From Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas, this is the Grandpa and Pappy Show. Thank you. And welcome in to the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
Yeah.
As we officially welcome you, our great viewers and listeners, into the Grandpa and Pappy Show, the only show in the podcast world that gives you a chance to voice your opinion on different subjects that we approach each day, many of which come from your suggestions.
Indeed. We'll even talk to the ones that don't listen.
We hope you've had a good week so far. A lot of things going on in the land of the free and home of the brave. Saw yesterday where the largest teachers union in the country have voted to teach the critical race theory to children K through 12.
Yeah.
And there has been some parents that have protested against that, and they said, well, then they can't come to school.
I'm not even going to ask my granddaughter's daddy how he feels about that.
No, I know how Jordan would feel. I really do.
He'll be playing some boom boom somewhere.
But this is getting too far out of hand, folks. This is getting stupid, and you teachers are stupid if you vote for this.
As stupid does.
Now, you know that as well as I do, we have some great teachers here in the state of Texas. My daughters, two of them, are, and they teach
but it wasn't their
what
idea.
they're supposed to teach.
That's right.
And I am so very proud of them for doing that, and would send my children to their classrooms anytime.
That's right.
I really would. But these teachers up north, Lord have mercy. Can you imagine some of these parents? If you and I were talking about it before we took to the air. If we had teachers tell us then they're not coming to school, if you don't want us teaching, because we're going to teach it, well, then I would jerk my kids out of there, homeschool them, and not pay another dime of tax to any school.
Well, then what they're not taking into consideration is going to affect jobs, too.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have enough kids for you to brainwash and educate into sheeple, so you got to go home. Sorry, bye-bye. Should have voted Democrat.
Yeah. Shouldn't have.
Yep.
Hey, today we got a couple of interesting things. As you've heard on the news, the Biden administration is considering a plan very seriously of sending people door to door to give you the COVID-19 vaccines.
They'll never get through the gate of the trailer hood, I promise you. They'll get shot on sight.
Well, we mentioned that to you guys on our Facebook group page, and my God, did we get some good comments.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really good. And then we're going to talk about why Joe Biden has not taken a cognitive mental test yet.
He keeps forgetting.
Trump took it twice. They made him take it twice, and he aced it both times.
That's right.
So I'm just wondering why our gentleman sitting up in the Oval Office now is not having to do that. But first of all,
because he's told not to.
yeah, or he can't remember to go.
That's right.
That's one of the two. I don't know.
His VP told him, nah, you don't need to do that. Just do what I tell you to do. So.
That's right. Well, first of all, let's talk about the door-to-door vaccines. What is your thought on that? You know mine. This is crazy.
It'd probably be a good time to play crickets.
Crickets, yeah.
I just got out of Facebook jail, man. You shouldn't ask me questions like this.
Well, that is true.
The way I look at it,
that is true.
I've got a no trespassing sign on my gate, and if they want to come up on the big deck and bang on my door with a hypo in their hand, just like one of our valued listeners said, it'd be a shot for a shot.
Yeah.
Real quick. Real quick.
Well, let's take a look at what you guys had to say about people going door to door and giving you COVID-19 vaccines.
Cornholio juice. Biden juice.
That's it. Ray Green said, I want to see them try to make me take one. As an American, I have the right to choose what I want to take into my body and decide what is the best course of action should I become sick. No one will force me to take anything.
You know, Helen and I were talking about this yesterday evening out on the deck, and she asked me about it. which is unusual for her. You think she'd know better by now. And I told her, I said, if
Yeah.
the only way that I would take that, because in my mind, in my heart, I think that if I take that, I'm going to die earlier than my timestamp on my forehead indicates. So I said, if they indeed did succeed in making this a socialistic country, and they came in and stuck a gun to my forehead, I'd probably take it.
Yeah.
Unless I had my gun in my hand.
That's exactly what I was waiting for. That's exactly what I was
waiting for. If
waiting
you're going to die,
for.
you're going to die. But yeah, that would be probably the only way I would even slightly consider taking a shot like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like battery. I don't like hearing aid batteries sticking to my shoulder.
Yeah,
So
I heard
screw
that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Eric Hudson told us what Representative Thomas Massey, Republican from Kentucky, wrote. He said, a lot of people have big government antibodies. Don't knock on those doors. Jerry Blum gave him the one-finger salute, by God.
Big Jer.
Jerry.
I love that.
Yeah.
Julie Fuller McWilliams said, it's my body, my choice.
Yep.
Are they only going to the houses of people that haven't been vaccinated? If so, how do they know?
Yeah.
What about HIPAA laws? And Thomasine J. Bryant said for them just to leave me alone. And Avery Sanchez said, lots of laughs, they chipped the other ones who got the shot already.
Oh, Avery, he's another one they don't want to peck on his door the wrong way, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Mark Reyes told us that no one is going to force me to take anything. If Biden thinks he can get away with this against people's will, then he's in for a rude awakening. I guess President Trump was right when he warned us that this administration will be coming to get you. John Harrison said, I agree with that. I'm too well armed for anyone to force anything on me.
And I think there's a lot of folks like that.
Yeah,
Matthew.
and getting back to how they're going to know, they'd probably ask you to present your vaccination card at your front door. So,
Well, I think one of the listeners was talking about once you get that vaccine, they have you in the computer as getting it.
well, yeah, they can find you apparently because it's got metabolics in it and all that. So
That's
they,
true.
They just get a magnet. And,
Isn't it?
if you don't
That's the
stick,
truth.
then they must stick you.
Jerry Williamson said, it is one of the dumbest ideas since this started. And I've heard a lot of stupid plans.
Oh man.
David Watson said it is Nazi tactics. Enemy at the gates. I will not answer my door. Where are our senators? Where is the Supreme Court?
It's all in place, David.
Well, the Supreme Court justices are out pressing and cleaning their black robes. That's where they are.
David M. Gatso had a different approach, saying, I really don't care. But if he does it in Chicago slums, since Black Lives Matter, let's see if he makes it out. That's a damn good way to look
kidding.
at it. James Wallace said, now there's a good idea. Send them all to Chicago and L.A., go door to door and see how many make it out alive. Great idea.
That boy, David. Let's see. Cassie Terry said, are you serious? I haven't been paying attention. That's a no for me.
Yep.
I get it if, say, an elderly person can't physically go anywhere and would like a vaccine. I get that. But if someone is choosing not to get it for their own health reasons or beliefs, then it shouldn't be enforced.
And Cass, that's well said, dear. That is well said, because that's exactly how I feel. And that's the main reason, outside of it's dumb as hell, that I hadn't had a shot. You know, I think the aftermath of getting the shot is worse than actually having COVID and being treated for it if you stay on top of it. You know, when it first settles in. So
That's very true.
Just my thought.
Very true.
James O'Donnell told us that they'd better bring some help if they knock on his door. And number one son, Jason Terry, said, I'd tell him I'm already vaccinated and say it real loud. Then I would help him back to the nursing home bus. And you hadn't heard loud till Jason gets loud.
Good Lord.
I'd probably buy a ticket to stand out on the curb and watch that.
Yeah, that would be a spectacle to observe, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Pierce says it will go over like Jehovah's Witnesses in the Bible Belt. Turn the hose on him. And Stephen W. Crenshaw said, ha, 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 buddy, you go ahead and open that gate that stated no trespassing.
Not me.
Michelle Purviance Brown just simply said, nope.
Now, old Stephen Conley, they live halfway up a big-ass volcano on the Big Island in Hawaii. So, I mean, he knows people's coming up the road before they even hit his gate. So, and that boy, he's pretty serious-minded about what he's saying. So.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he is. Shoshana Henderson said, a shot for a shot. Mine will leave a much bigger hole in you than yours will me. Brian Horcombe said, you'd better get right with Jesus before knocking on my door. By God.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Cindy Gail Roberts Thomas told us, just when you think he can't do anything else completely insane, he'll prove you wrong.
Ain't it a fact?
Chad Allison agreed with Cindy and added that it might set off the next civil war, especially in Texas. Our open carry law was signed into effect 3 weeks ago. That would not bode well for someone trying to force you to take a vaccine.
And that's pretty politely said.
Hey, speaking of the open carry, I was reading this morning that on the July 4th weekend in Chicago, an African-American male opened fire on a group of people that were partying 4th of July, killed one and wounded two, and there was a passerby that was a concealed carry, had a concealed carry license, pulled his gun and shot the guy. Stopped it.
I didn't know you could carry a gun at all in Chicago.
Well, he did. Shot him in both arms and in a hip.
Missed his head, huh?
Yeah. And he was taken to the hospital, and now he's in police custody.
Oh, yeah, and he'll be out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tells me the guy needs to resight his pistol.
You know what he was mad about? Is because they told him to quit going outside and shooting his pistol in the air because kids were out there playing. That's what pissed him off. Too bad the guy didn't miss his head, or didn't.
Well,
Hit his
that's what
head.
I'm saying. He needs to
it's people like
he
that.
needs to resight his pistol.
Well, the stupidity of people like that, they need to be shot.
Oh man.
You know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't wish ill things about anybody, but there are some really stupid people in this world that don't need to be breathing our air.
Well, and I'm like you, amigo. I'm an eye for an eye kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
You shoot me, guess what? I'll shoot you back. That's what like what Ron White said. He said, Texas, they got some strange ways. And you shoot and kill one of them, they'll shoot and kill you right back.
And most of your family.
That's right. Tiffany Miller said to put up a no soliciting sign. It's not going to happen, though. Carlos Zavala says, I would love to see someone punch him dead straight in his lying face. Paula Faye Hicks Butler said it's another waste of freaking money. He's an absolute moron.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, him and his whole crew.
Well, Karen and I, we took the vaccines. I was not going to, as you well know, but in order to keep one of our children happy that is now expecting,
Yeah.
She would not come around us unless we were vaccinated.
I would probably consider that, you know.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I took it. And I think I told you the story when we went up there to get our vaccines. You know, we had to text them and let them know we were in the parking lot.
Right.
And no sooner had we sent that text that we were in the parking lot, there's an ambulance that pulled up right beside me in a fire truck right behind me, so I couldn't get out. And I told Karen, I said, oh, hell no.
Well, you know.
And they wheeled somebody out.
So you book it, and that brings back a thought about Emmett and Linda Hartsfield. You heard their story.
Oh, yes, I did.
You know, they pulled up back when all this crap first started. I think they pulled into, I think it was CVS, where they'd come out, same deal, poke you in the arm and all that. and they came out. Something came up to where they never got swabbed. No, it was a testing. Yeah, it was a test deal.
Yeah.
So I think he just got, him, and he got tired of waiting and said, screw y'all, we're going to go drink a beer.
Yeah.
So they left. 2 or 3 days later, they get a letter in the mail that they tested positive. And they hadn't even been tested. So I thought, okay.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh, man.
Michael E. McCord told us, well, if he comes to my door, he might not make it to the next door. Lots of laughs. Mark Pearson said, you're damn right. Skip Starkey said, they won't even make it to the door.
That's a fact. That's what I was saying about the trailer hood out there. Helen and I are full-time RV people, so we live in an RV park, a rather large, nice one, and I don't think they'd make it past the gate. You don't see too many Biden signs out in the trailer hood. Bob Baker said, I think everyone is through with this crap. Maybe Governor Abbott will block them. Brian Emerton told us he's got beware a dog sign up, so I warned him.
Attaboy, Brian.
Brian cut the dogs loose on him, by God.
Yeah, who let the dogs loose?
Who let the dogs out?
James Freeman said, just come at me with that needle and find out. Marshall Thompson said, I agree with that and the other post on here. If I don't want to take a vaccine, that's my right to refuse.
Yep.
If I get sick, then it was because that was my choice and not some politician's.
Yeah, well, see, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to strip you of your rights to where it's mandatory. So.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
Dwayne Schwertfeger says he will shoot first and ask questions later. Mike Reynolds says, say when.
Say when.
So just say when. I'm your Huckleberry. And Elliot Mason said there is no one going to force anything on me and my family. Let that sink in, Sloppy Joe. T.J. Sanchez said, I never used my front door. I lost a key years ago.
Yeah.
All right, they've been known to come in the back door, too.
I've heard that.
And Cindy Eldred said, I'll just hide in the closet.
Well, there you go.
Don't go hiding, Cindy. They'll just come back.
And finally today, Mark Wilson said, that is the biggest joke I've heard today.
Yeah.
I just saw that on the news where the press secretary said Biden was seriously considering this plan for door-to-door. Well, I hope Mr. Biden remembers, if he can,
He can't.
that not all Americans need or want this vaccine. For those that do, fine and dandy. But I personally know many people who are not going to get one, and a lot of them will fight if being forced to.
Present.
Whatever happened to a person's individual liberty and rights? Does he want to take those away too?
Yep.
This is just utter BS to me, and another way he is making a fool out of himself and the Democratic Party.
That process just never stops, brother.
Mark, that is a great, great opinion.
It is.
Hey, we're going to take a break right quick, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Sleepy Joe and his mental capacity.
Somebody wake his ass up, tell him he missed another appointment.
Yeah, and I think, if he had to use his brain, he'd have to take it out of his front pocket.
I think if he had one, he still wouldn't know how to use a damn thing. So.
Well, anyway, we want you to listen to this very closely because it has something to do with something that's very close to Pappy and my heart.
Yep.
And that is Burgers for Babies coming up on September the 16th. If you don't know what we're talking about, listen to this and see if you can help.
Be right back.
Hi, everyone. This is Grandpa of Grandpa and Pappy, along with our own Special K. And we have an important announcement to tell you about an upcoming event. It's the 11th annual Burgers for Babies. It's a fundraising event benefiting the Children's Miracle Network of Cooks Children Hospital. And it's going to be held on September the 16th from 4 until 8 o'clock.
And the location is going to be in downtown Fort Worth at the Stockyards at the River Ranch Stockyard.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. And 100% of monies that we raise are funneled right back into the Children's Miracle Network at Cook Children's. So if you want to help us out, Be listening, and we'll tell you exactly how to make your contribution to Burgers for Babies on September the 16th here on the Grandpa and Pappy Show. So be listening, and we'll be watching for you. Bye-bye. Well, we certainly hope that you can take that into consideration. And if you have a couple of dollars, 5 or 10, sticking around, that you don't mind donating, we would appreciate it.
And even if you can't afford it, be supportive.
Absolutely.
Special K and Jack and I'll be on hand out there doing a little MC work, cutting up, carrying on for the cause. And it's such a good cause.
It really is.
It's for the kiddos, you know?
It really is.
And that's what's up in my book.
Hey,
Come on out and
welcome,
join us.
welcome back to the Grandpa and Pappy Show. We're going to be talking about our illustrious guy in the White House taking a cognitive mental test. As we told you when the program began, President Trump, our former president, had to take it twice and answered all of them 100%. And so why hasn't Sleepy Joe been forced to take one? And the question was, what's it going to take to get him to take the cognitive mental test?
Yeah, it's only like it'd take 30 seconds and they'd know. I mean, it's not going to keep him tied up all day, you know?
Well, Joanne Bradley said, I wished I knew how to force him into getting one. Sella Moore said, if they made Trump take 2 during his term in office, why can't Biden be made to take it? Are they afraid that the results will be made public?
Bingo.
Bang, bang.
Yeah. Our buddy Thomas Eisenberg up in Victoria, Texas, told us, what good will a test do? We all know these Democrats are world class at covering up. Besides, we already know he's loonier than Saturday morning cartoons. Dad
like that.
Dad would have said he's crazier than a shithouse rat. If he was
Crazier
still
than a
around.
run over dog, yeah. Becky Holdren said, well, I mean, it doesn't or wouldn't take much. It's a shame, really. And Ginger Taylor said there is a reason they keep Joe from making many appearances or answering ad-lib questions.
Yeah.
He is not mentally competent to do it, and that test would prove it.
Absolutely. And by the way, Becky, hope you're doing good up there in East Texas. It's Helen's daughter-in-law, by the way, yeah. She had a little procedure here a while back. She's up and running around
I hope she's doing well.
up and running around like crazy these days. James O'Donnell asked, are we sure this is a road we want to go down? There was a reason we didn't kill Saddam Hussein the first time we were in Iraq. Or perhaps the next few in line made him look like an altar boy. We should be very careful what we wish for. And by the way, Saddam, I heard, living on Pennsylvania Avenue across the street from the White House still. So.
Well, he's in...
Rumor has it.
Yeah, rumor has it. Okay. Well, he's not around with us anymore.
Yeah, he's been buried in several different matchboxes, I heard.
Bobby Reddy said it's not going to happen. It is too late to stop it. Marsha Willis said, I believe this was their plan all along. Let Joe piss off the country with his executive orders, make a fool out of himself, and then boot him out because of his mental incapacity.
Capacity.
Incapacity.
That's a big
If
word.
I can get it out of there
That's
for
a
some
big
reason.
word.
Yeah. To run our country. That was Kamala and Pelosi. That way, Kamala and Pelosi could ascend to the presidency and vice president, and they can install their socialist agenda into the United States. Think about that for a moment.
And you know what? I think Bobby hit the nail on the head.
Could be.
I think this has been foreplanned for quite some time. you
And
know.
if I'm not
I really
mistaken,
do.
they got a line on it in Las Vegas, the betting lines on how long he's going to stay as president.
Ah,
Yeah. Sure.
he's going to get JFK'd, what's going to happen. He keeps messing around. Cindy Gale Roberts Thomas says that he has enough people around him to see that either it doesn't happen or someone else would take the test for him.
Yeah.
Either way, until a few folks wake up and see the damage he has done, it would take an act of Congress to get this done. I think that's what I think that we the people are screwed. I'm inclined to agree with you, Cindy.
Yep. Cindy Douglas asked, do we really want to prove he's unfit and have Kamala in charge? Bob Baker told Cindy that was a good point. As long as he isn't screwing things up so bad that they can't be fixed, leave him alone. He's not really the one running the show anyway.
Ain't it so? Smiley's the one running the show. And to close out this segment on the Grandpa and Pappy Show on a cognitive mental test, Dr. Eric Hudson up at the field office told us that told Bob Baker that honestly, I don't think it'd matter which one is actually wearing the crown. Like Bob said, he's not really the one running the show anyway. He's a puppet that reads from a teleprompter and nothing more. John Silas said, I'm inclined to agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well said, Eric.
Very well said. And
Yep.
thank you guys so very much for your opinions on that. We'll see what happens.
That's a pretty common thread, you know what I mean?
A lot of
One side
people
or
talk
the other.
about that every single day.
I do.
Every single
I heard
day
I even
about it.
talk about it in my sleep.
Well, let's take a look at some of the viewer comments we got in. Pardon me, my allergies are killing me today.
Yeah, you need to get a shot for that.
No, thank you very much.
They'll be knocking on your door one soon.
Yeah. You guys, we're still getting a lot of feedback, Pappy, off the athlete that turned her back on our flag in the anthem. Twyla Richards said she doesn't need to participate in a country where she has no respect for our flag.
Yep.
Getting wealthy off of a land that she has no respect for doesn't seem right any way that you slice it.
Ain't that a fact?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
We'll probably continue to get comments on that one. That's a pretty
We're
touchy,
still getting them in, yeah.
pretty touchy subject. Terry Allen Montgomery said, throw her out and be done. All these people have been spoiled and babied all their lives. It's time to get some discipline back in this country. Let's start with these disrespectful brats right here, right now.
There you go. K-Bird, did you have something?
Yeah, speaking of turning your back on the anthem, and it has to do with the Olympics. I read on Fox News that Japan is now not allowing any spectators. They passed it, I think today they went out and said no spectators at the Olympics at all.
Well, what if you have a mask?
No, no spectators.
No
Go look at
demonstrating?
Fox
They're
News
not buying that shit
on
either,
their
are they?
website, and you'll see it there.
Yeah.
That they were going to let 50% capacity, but now it's 0.
Well, it's all good and well because
Well, there you go.
Helen and I decided we're not going to go anyway.
Okay, well that's good.
Judge Chris Wood said, you have the right to be stupid and uninformed. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Bob Baker said, she probably has a future at CNN.
She better hurry because CNN's in a downhill
Boy,
spiral right now.
They're going down quicker than Kamala. Yes.
And finally, last but not least, our buddy up in Tennessee, Brian Emerton, said, I think anyone who disrespects the flag should be deported to where freedom isn't free. Then I guarantee they'll start appreciating that flag. Mark Conklin agreed and added, if they do, you won't ever hear from them again. And that's what we've been saying the whole time.
We talked about that. We sure did.
I have seen that a couple of times.
Thank you guys so much for all of your comments
yeah,
and
you
your
guys
opinions
rock.
today. Yeah,
Y'all
you
rock.
surely do.
Yep.
If you have a comment or a suggestion for us, or maybe a topic that you'd like for us to ask our great viewers about, it's very simple. Over my shoulder,
Yeah.
you can send it to our email address, which is grandpaandpappy@gmail.com.
That's a good way to get her started right there, by
Or-
God. Or you can hit us up on our show website page, which can be found at www.grandpaandthenpappy.com. That's grandpaandpappy.com, where you'll see that big red button. Push it. Subscribe. We're numbers driven. We love subscriptions. You can leave comments, remarks, show topics. We're always in dire need of a good show topic. So you guys step up. I mean, y'all stepped up on everything else.
Yes,
give
you
us,
have.
Give us some show topics to talk about. We love that. We love that. What else can they find on that page there, amigo?
Well, they can also go back and take a look at how you can contribute to Burgers for Babies. You can
Absolutely.
either make a contribution by using Venmo,
Yeah.
or you can simply write a check, and on the screen there you can see where to send that check.
That's
If
right.
it goes too fast for you, look on our Facebook page, because Special K has this posted there.
Absolutely.
Hey, we really appreciate you joining us today. We hope you have a great weekend
do, yeah.
and a great week ahead. Be nice to one another, everybody.
Take care of one another.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ, you're all you've got anymore. You know?
That's exactly right. And we always tell you to reach out, hug your kids, and let them know you love them.
Let them know they're well loved right here at the Grandpa and Pappy Show 2. By God.
By God. Till we see you again, folks. Have a great time. Take care of each other. God bless you. God bless
We'll
America.
see you next week.
Bye-bye.